Hi everybody! You thought we were gonna miss this one because I spent all my time on stage in San Diego rubbing shoulders and kissing babies, but you were wrong! Let's do it! Hey, bam! Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like these videos. Welcome to Digital Marketing 5, where we cover everything you probably should have seen on the internet this week, offline edition. I'm gonna make this video all about one of my favorite things, and it's meeting all of you in the real world and getting to hang out with all of you, whether it's on stage, inside the club, at a cigar bar, out playing pickleball apparently till 9 o'clock in the morning, skimming my knee, ruining my ankle, drawing blood on myself. The point is, I was just at the Sendlane Commerce Roundtable, and it was amazing. I want to give big shout outs to Jimmy Kim, the entire Sendlane team, also Nick Shackelford for putting it on, and all of the lovely people that I got to meet. While we're doing all this, I'm just going to share some of the pictures that I took and some of the pictures that other people took at this event. And what I want you to see more than anything here is all your friends and all the smiles and all of the previously only online connections that everybody got to share and make real world, friends. And it's just a beautiful thing. And what I'll say is this. First off, I had an amazing time, and I really think that in-person events are hard. I think it's really difficult to do well. And I think what I loved about this event more than anything else, outside of, look, there was great people and all sorts of stuff, they somehow managed to do a exceptionally well-polished and clearly funded event without making it a SaaS sales pitch. And that is incredible. There was extremely actionable information from a whole lot of people. It was awesome to see the Oopsie Podcast girls do a live pod. It was awesome to see the operators do a live pod. And it's exceptionally interesting to get to hear Jason and Sean and Mike share everything, and to see Jess and Zoe get so much out of people. And I want to give a big shout out to the team for, being the first ones to legitimately get me on a public stage outside of a private event. Full disclosure, was on stage at the Blue Ribbon event for Ezra Firestone. Shout out to Ezra. And it's been a pleasure to have one of my MBA program students run all of the ads for Ezra for selling the Smart Marketer stuff. And I think that that's also some inside baseball. Maybe I shouldn't have shared. Oh well. And I do want to give a big thanks to some other folks who invited me, but I wasn't able to do. And that's Kevin and Robin. We'll get to that in a minute. But it was an incredible opportunity to be on stage and to share things and really get to know people, get to build relationships, get to learn. And on a very personal note, I think I would highly recommend going and following everybody that was at that event. And if you weren't at that event, go and check out everybody that was. And I think people made this incredible contribution of sharing everything they learned at the event. And if you were at the event, drop a comment down below and say, this is everything I learned. If you've got a LinkedIn post or a Twitter post or something on Instagram where you tagged pictures and said something that you learned, please share the links down below so that everybody watching can learn from your experience, and we can also get to meet you. And it was not a given that even though I was supposed to be on the stage, that I was gonna make it. And I want to give a big thanks for folks believing in me. And I want to also give a big thanks to Taylor, who was there. And we had the opportunity to chop it up and got to know a lot more about each other offline. We actually met in several places, including that Blue Ribbon event. And somewhere along the way, he maybe misinterpreted some stuff from me, I maybe misinterpreted some stuff from him, and I've leaned into it in a way that he found to be, argumentative and disrespectful. And to be fair, I found the way that he treated it to be the same, but we got to learn why. And I want you all to know that, first off, I've been wrong in how I've been handling some of the situations, and I wanted to approach him I grabbed a very lovely woman. I won't drag into all of this. She's like, I'm Switzerland. Also, I always want to meet Taylor. So I grabbed her. And I was like, hey, I want to introduce somebody. She's like, who? And I'm like, Taylor Holiday. And she's like, oh my God. I'm like, you're Switzerland, right? And she's like, yeah. And so I went up to Taylor. I was like, hey, Taylor, have you met her? And he was like, no. And they chopped it up for a second. And then he and I sat down. And my point to all of this is what you see in black and white and written word isn't who people are. And I think I've made the mistake at some point crossing the line between ideas and words to the person and the things that I'm attacking. And that is something where I want to say to anybody, that isn't good. And I think that I messed up in some spots, leaning into things maybe too much. And I was able to not make everything okay. It's not like we just wiped our hands, took a picture for the internet, and pretended like everything was fine. But I think we're building bridges in a way that was really interesting and I valued heavily, and something he didn't have to do. And there were other people there that I wish I had been able to do it with, but to those folks, if they happen to be watching, you were on my list, but there was like the 101 draft, like the person I had to make good with, and that took a lot of mental space. So maybe next time we can chat it up too. And my point to all of this being that there's a lot of beauty in these real world events. And don't take everything you see online as the way that you think it is. Understand that the words that you use and the way that you approach things is, there are real people at the other end of the dollars that you spend and the words that you say and the content you put out. And I mean this sincerely, like it's not just, what I say when I tweet or the things that I say on these videos, but also like this is a big lesson for people running ads. Like, I find it to be something where so many people forget that there are real people at the other end of those dollars. And there's a problem for service providers too. Like, if you're running a business where you're doing services for other folks, sometimes it's hard to remember that there are real people at the other side of it. And it's not just the client that gets on the call. It's their family, their husband, their wife, their kids, their employees. There are real world ramifications for the things that we do. And one of the things that I owned in this conversation, I don't want to get too inside baseball because that was between me and him, but I want to say this to you all is because I want to call out maybe where I have an opportunity to grow and also make my stance on the things that I believe in. And I want to talk about myself in a way where I'm not speaking about other people when they're not here to speak about it. For many reasons, I identify with people who I feel are being taken advantage of. For many reasons, I have made it a point in my life to take the lucky breaks that I've gotten and the opportunities that I've had and the privilege and everything else and try to use it to help others. And I have weaponized my experience and my strengths to do that in a way that quite legitimately, like every single day I get to meet people and at the event, like I don't think I walked more than 20 feet before I was like, all right, we gotta go get a water or go to the bathroom or something. It's like somebody else stopped me, and getting to meet all of you was so amazing. But we do good and we do bad. I have tried very specifically to point out where I can do good. But just how I've pointed out in others where I don't think they've cared so much about the other person. And that has had a negative impact on the livelihoods of other people. I also have to realize that when I say that around specific people as being those points of harm, that's also a real person. And I need to make an effort when it's those people to also know that I need to reach out to those individuals in a way where I can understand where they're coming from. And I really want to challenge you to do the same. And it's, again, not just in the way that you talk to people. It's not just in the way you treat people, but also the way you market to them and the way you sell to them. And I think that's one reason why the way that I talk with broad targeting is so successful, because we let the machine create positive experiences for people at scale. And that's what allows people to grow. And there are folks that would say, I want more profit. I'm going to force profitability at the spend that I have. I'm going to make it as profitable as I can, but that's generally done by creating negative experiences for people. And I think there's an ethos differential, but that doesn't mean one person's more right or wrong. And we have to remember that. So with all that being said, the event was amazing. And there's so many bright, shiny, happy people and so many good moments. And I just want to say thank you to Jimmy, and to Nick, to the whole Sendlane team, and to Phoenix and Jeff, who I got to share a stage with. Check out Ad Beacon and Digio. And yeah, so hopefully it's not a weird way to end it. But there we go. Go ahead and smash the like button, try all the things. By the time you're seeing this, we've already had our killer webinar, but if you missed it, go check out charleybot.ai, and that's EYCHARLEY.ai. That's the website. And just go get all the free information you possibly can, because the honest truth is, you can 100% do this. You don't need anybody else until you actually do. And I think that you are selling yourself wildly short. And with that being said, until next time, I'll see you on the internet. All right, bye.